Hey, 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 buckle up, queens. It's time for the Six Figure Chick Podcast, the one and only podcast made to teach Black women like you how to make a six-figure income. Whether you are a high-performing woman, professional, new business owner, author, speaker, or even a mom, you're sure to pick up golden nuggets of actionable advice when you listen to the Six Figure Chick Podcast. Each week, we will deliver hard-hitting, no-nonsense, keep it real topics about being a Black woman in America and the
Girl, hush your mouth.
we deal with. We're going to talk about this
And that.
and we're going to talk about everything else that has held us back. No more, queens. It's time to hear from real people
With real life.
and real talk. So grab your best girlfriend and get ready for this ride. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Six Figure Chick Podcast. In this episode, we're going to talk about digital marketing, why it's important, and how do you know when you have selected the right team to work with you. Hi, I'm Cherie Griffith Dunn.
And I'm Nayoka Wright Smith. Welcome to our podcast. As always, we like to say, like, share, subscribe. Because we know we're sharing amazing content here. So we want you to be able to spread the word to everyone. Like, share, subscribe. Right, Cherie?
Absolutely. Thank you so very much. We truly appreciate each and every one of you who listen to us faithfully every week. Today, our special guest is Melanie Herschorn, and she is a content marketing strategist. And we're going to get into exactly what does that mean and why it's important to have one on your team. She's also a coach who's on a mission to empower female entrepreneurs. Her goal is to support women business owners to land more clients by conquering their content marketing challenges. Melanie, we're so happy to have you here with us today. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
You know, like we were saying in the green room, we were talking, you guys, you missed a juicy conversation, but we were talking about uh, the truth about marketers, about social, people who come to you and say, I am your social marketer. I'm going to help you increase the traffic to your website, to your Instagram, to your Facebook. And then next thing you know, it's like wonk wonk, nothing's coming. And so I'm talking to Melanie about, let's really talk to everyone about what is the difference about marketers and marketing and how do you market your business? Why is it important? And mainly, why is it so hard to find a good one?
Mhm.
Those are great questions. Do we have 5 hours, Cherie, to answer all of them? I'll try to. Okay, so all marketers are different, right? Because there's different kinds of marketing. So ultimately, what I do is I help come up with the content. So that's what you're actually creating and what you're actually putting out there. But somebody who's a social media manager, they might only be posting whatever it is you give them to post. And perhaps they're also good with engagement. So they're reaching out to people through the DMs, or they're commenting on other people's pages and trying to get those people to come into your community. So you have to be really careful when you're hiring somebody, because you really need to know what they plan to do, because it just runs the gamut. There's no overarching organization that we all have to be a part of, and and we all have to take an exam to be marketers. No, you don't. It can be anybody can show up tomorrow and say, hey, I'm a marketer. So you got to do your homework, just like anything in business.
So what are a few questions that we as business owners can ask when we're approached by a social marketing manager, or if we're looking for one? Because let's face it, we all need great content if we want to continue to stay in this game.
Absolutely. Well, a social media marketer might not create the content. So, first thing you want to know is, do you create content or do I
Mhm.
have to supply it for you? And then the next thing I would do is say, can I talk to 3 of your clients? Cuz getting real referrals from real people is going to serve you so well. Real testimonials, saying, so what did you like? What did you not like? What could they have done better? What were your expectations when you were working with this person? And did they meet those expectations? And also beware of cost. Sometimes, like all the time, you get what you pay for. Well, most of the time. I should take that back because I have been burned. When I worked in a former business, I hired a social media person to help me. And unfortunately, I paid upwards of $25,000 and I had a lot of Instagram followers, but they were not my ideal clients. And I was also made to feel like I was about this big, so there was a lot of emotional abuse in that relationship, and I was kind of stuck in it. And then when I was able to finally break free, I was like, okay, well, how can I fix it so that I never let anybody else go through what I just went through? And that's kind of how I ended up in marketing, because before this I was a journalist and then I designed breastfeeding clothing. So it's so important to know what you're getting into and ask questions, please.
Yeah, I'm curious. So, what's the best channel for someone to find a marketer? Because I know a lot of people are using Fiverr.
Mm,
And so, of course, you're going to get what you pay for, right?
mhm.
And it's because a lot of business owners just don't ever put together a marketing budget. It's the last thing that they take a look at, but it's the first thing we need.
It really is the first thing we need because think about it. Every sale you get is because of the marketing that you did. Every touch point, everything that you put out there, all the feelers you put out, that's marketing. That's marketing. You can't always trace the ROI. If somebody posts on Instagram, you might not be able to say how much that particular post yielded you. But if you aren't getting out there, nobody's going to know about you. So there's no way you're going to make sales and get new clients if you're just hiding under a rock with no
So,
social presence.
right. So, how do we, what does a budget look like? What type of budget should a small business owner put aside for their content marketing so that they can really get their business started on the right foot?
All right. Well, that's a great question. Now, I have seen statistics that as much as 10% of your budget should be marketing budget. And I think it really depends on what you do. I tend to work with people who are coaches, consultants, people who have just written a book and they want to leverage that book to market themselves. So a lot of the time they don't have a lot of inventory. Maybe of their book they do, but in general, the inventory is in their brain because they're working one to one with people or in a group program. And so if you have 10%, that's amazing. It could be 5%, but it has to be something because there's this great quote. It's like the best known product is the one that wins, not the best product. So, if you guys think of Apple products, for example, anybody who knows about tech will tell you that it isn't the best thing on the market. But I got to tell you that every single computer product I have is an Apple because it's user friendly and they know how to market to me and to everybody else so well. Otherwise, people wouldn't be lining up overnight to get the next iPhone.
Mhm.
This is so good. Nayoka, as someone, so you and I were talking. So Nayoka uses a VA, but she uses it specifically only for her team, not for public. So I know you had a question around that, Nayoka.
Right. So for me, all right, let me just say I'm working for, outside of what I'm doing here, a network marketing company. And for me to be able to market the products or the services that are being offered, I have to follow guidelines, right? So my thing is, how would I be able to follow the guidelines and be able to market my products and my service without getting in trouble? How would someone like you be able to help someone like me who's like, I want to be able to sell my products, but I'm limited because of guidelines that I have to follow. What do I do? Because sometimes I feel like my hands are tied because I can't do as I would really want to do, you
Okay,
know?
well, let me ask you, what are you feel like you can't do that you would like to do?
For instance, when it comes to marketing the products, telling
Mhm.
people about it, I
Mhm.
have to do it in a private group. Uh, I can't, disclose profits, how much the products are for,
Okay.
unless I'm putting it in a private group because, then we don't want to do that publicly because, of
Mhm.
course, we're outside of the guidelines if we're going public with that information.
Okay.
So that's my thing. And if
Okay.
you're doing right, so let's start right there.
Okay. So the thing about being on social media is that we want to show a lifestyle. So if you are showing your lifestyle using those products, I don't know what these products are, but let's pretend they're hair products, okay? So you could have video of you washing your hair. You could have a really funny one of you in the bubble bath. You could have all sorts of different captions that talk about the feelings that you get knowing that these products are part of your life and your lifestyle, and inviting people in to join that same kind of lifestyle. And the way they do it is to send you a DM for more information about said product. That is how you do it. You talk about you talk about your family, you talk about your lifestyle. You show how having this whatever is so great, and you don't even have to show the whatever in the picture. You can just talk about it in the caption.
Hmm.
And any time that you show behind the scenes, people love that because they want to know what's going on in the back end of things. We know that as much as things look perfect, that life is not perfect. And so that's why we love the behind the scenes. So let's say you had everybody in your family had their hair done with the same hairspray. So you have the great picture of everybody. And then you also include all the outtakes where the kids are yelling and hair is flying. And, so there's so many different things. And when I work with somebody, we work together. First, we refine the messaging. And for network marketing, your messaging is already given to you.
Hmm.
But then we work on the content pillars, and then we work on content topics, and we come up with a rinse and repeat system where you can just be basically rinsing and repeating all the time and knowing what it is to post. So I think for you specifically in network marketing, if you focus on the lifestyle benefits that you get from incorporating this company into your life, that is
Hmm.
how you are going to show and attract people, because they're going to be like, I want to look like Naoka. I want to be like Naoka. I want to have the same
Yeah,
cool life as Naoka. How do I do it? Oh, I just buy that stuff. How do I buy it? And then you send them in the DMs.
that's cool. That is great information. So then, what platform would you suggest that would be the best to market that? My lifestyle,
Okay.
so to speak.
So if the
Is it
people,
YouTube? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram?
okay, so that's the thing. Who are you selling to? Because I've I've had people in network marketing, I've asked them, who's your ideal client? And they go, anyone with skin. And I'm like, no, that is not
Well,
your ideal client. Sorry. So you're selling the same thing to a 90-year-old man and a 4-year-old girl? I don't think so. So who's your ideal client, Naoka?
well, you know what? The funny thing is, I've used that line as well because really and truly, it's skincare that I'm dealing with,
Right,
and
but for whom?
I've used my skincare products on even my 7-year old, my 6-year old, because it is safe to use from on, the 6-year-old to cleanse their face and to moisturize because, they're in that everybody needs to wash their face and to moisturize their skin. So really and truly, it would normally start from 18 and up. But there are products that we also use for younger
Okay.
generation.
But
So
I'm hot seat coaching you here. So
go
here's
ahead.
what I would say.
I love it.
You're a mom, right?
Yes.
Do you think you could appeal to other moms with young children? So maybe you have it in a sort of a dual thing where some of your posts are about self-care for moms,
Hmm.
feeling great you look like you're in your late teens, but I'm going to assume you're a little bit older than that.
Thank you.
So whatever your age group is, let's say moms in your 20s and 30s, you can talk about that. But then you can also talk about taking care of your children's skin. So you have that going and you have that going, and you're just talking about and showing about the benefits of having this brand incorporated into your family.
Awesome. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I feel like we need to talk more. Did you say 5 hours? This is good
Right?
stuff.
Yes. That was fantastic. So, Melanie, how can people get in touch with you? Because I know they're like, okay, that was good. I want that same thing. Like, I
Oh,
want to
yes.
have that
Yeah.
happen.
Oh, I would love that. Okay, so the best way for me to do a free strategy call with people is to start having a conversation. So you can just go to meetmelanie.live and get on my calendar and we can have a chat and see if we want to take it further. So I'd be happy to talk to anybody watching because I love doing this. This stuff makes me so
Yeah.
happy to be able to help. So
I love that. And so I know that we had talked about if you have a VA currently and they're not maybe understanding your message, maybe they're not understanding you. Help me understand what it is that you and your team come in to do.
absolutely. So it's true that you hire a VA and they take work off your hands and it's the greatest thing in the world, especially when you have trouble delegating and then you finally get the hang of delegating and you're like, why didn't I do this 5 years ago? But your VA isn't going to be your clone. They can't read minds
Hmm.
and they don't necessarily know what marketing you need to put out. They're really good at scheduling everything. They're great at scheduling in your Hootsuite, but what are they putting together in there? And so I work with the business owner and we come up with all the information. We come up with, as I mentioned, the content pillars, the content topics, email topics, and that everything can be rinsed and repeated and repurposed. And then I can work with the VA to get that all implemented because they can sit there and see all the stuff that we've created. And then it's sort of a pick and choose kind of thing. And the VA will get the hang of it. So after working with me for 4 to 6 months, it's so easy for the VA to just run with it because it's all there.
Hmm. Hmm. I know a lot of people have been talking about this email list, to get, we need leads, right? That's what we need. We need more people. We need customers. We need clients. So tell me, do you know about this? How does that really work? And how can we really, like, I need a magnet to just pull the people in that are really interested in what I do, what I offer.
Absolutely. And that is a lead magnet. You just explained it so beautifully. And that is how you grow your email list. Now, I don't like to be a bummer, but the truth is that we don't own our social media followers. And if Instagram wants to shut you down tomorrow, sayonara, because
Hmm.
that's it. You have no way of reaching your followers. But you have your email addresses until somebody unsubscribes. And okay, that's fine because they're not your ideal client anyway. But that is how you have some ownership. So,
Hmm.
a great way, like you just said, is to get a magnet and pull those people in. And that is with a lead magnet. And often the people I work with have a lead magnet. And what I do is I help them tweak it, because people will say, I have a lead magnet. And I'll say, great. How is it converting? And they'll go, oh, well, nobody wants it, but I have one. And I'm like, okay, let's take a look. This actually happened the other week. I was talking to somebody and I said, tell me about your lead magnet. She goes, well, it's called, and I go, oh, sorry, I just hit the microphone. I said, stop right there. We got to change the title. This is why nobody wants it. So we changed the title, and I have to check with her, but I'm willing to bet that people started downloading it. So unfortunately, we all judge a book by its cover, especially lead magnets. So having that landing page that takes you to the lead magnet and putting that link everywhere you can, that's going to help you grow your email list. And if it's okay for me to add, you have to nurture the leads after you get them.
Okay.
Because the problem is a lot of people are like, lead generation. I need to get more leads. And then what happens is they come into your community and then you never talk to them again. So what was the point of all that money that you spent on your Facebook ads or on just going live on every platform if you're not going to reach out to the people? Which is why the unsexiest part of marketing is consistency. And that is what I help with. The unsexy, but it's important.
Awesome. And you would be able to put the content together as well. I'm sure that's what you do. You'd be able to put the content together to say, okay, this is what you need to eat, because the emails need to grab the attention.
Yeah.
If people are not, if it's not attention grabbing, it's like they're skipping over you, they're deleting, they're avoiding. So to make sure that the thing really attracts, that's what I'm really interested in. Right? And this is the reason why we're having this conversation also,
right,
because this is what we need, right, Cherie?
Yeah.
We need this.
Absolutely.
And we know that tons of people are listening right now that need this information.
Yeah.
So what to do.
Yeah. And again, it goes back to judging a book by its cover. And you can have the greatest email in the whole wide world where you poured your heart out. But if you give it the subject line of monthly newsletter, nobody's going to open it. So your subject line, you have to pay attention to that. And there are, other things you can do, making sure that your name and your company, that's who it comes from, as opposed to just some random name. And, making sure that people whitelist your email address and then resending to the unopens and all that fun stuff in the back end. But in general, yes, you want to grab their attention. And one thing that I always teach my clients is you do not have to reinvent the wheel. We repurpose the wheel. So you can take things you posted on social media and make those into phenomenal emails.
Awesome. That's a good idea. That really is a good idea.
Great tip. God. I know everyone out there is just saying, wow, I've been doing all of this stuff wrong. And the person I hired to help me do it is doing it wrong as well. So I love the fact that if you want to keep working with the person you hired, you can. You just come in and allow you put your little spin on it and help with this strategy of looking at what's working, what's not working, and how can we fix that. Is that about what you do?
That's exactly it. And then I come up with, I can't show you right now because we're live here, but I have platform like these lists that we come up with, so you can literally write down, okay, this is what my quarterly content is going to be about. And this is what this week's content is going to be about. And I pick here and I choose here and I put this together and I worked on the call to action. And so it's all super strategic and it's all laid out there. So there's no guessing, because how much time do business owners waste trying to figure out what to put out online? Hours. Or like I used to be back before I used to do marketing, I would say, okay, today I'm going to post on Instagram. And then it'll be 10 o'clock at night. And I'd be like, oh no, I still haven't posted. And I'm really tired and I have no idea what I'm going to write. So, oh well, I'll just do it tomorrow. And then weeks go by. And so I help eliminate that and get you on a plan that you can just run with and have fun too. It's all about fun and being excited about your business again.
Oh, Melanie, we're just loving you.
I
Okay.
adore you too.
This has been so good. I know that we are saving a lot of business owners from really turning and saying, I don't want to do this anymore, because it is difficult, especially when
Mm-hmm.
you know that the only bread and butter you have is to get new clients. And
Mm-hmm.
then it's about, how do I service those clients once I receive them so that I can keep them? And I love the fact that you add that process into your methodology and what you're teaching and helping your clients with, because it's so important. So, you guys, I just want to remind you, you go to Meet Melanie, and that's MELANIE.live, so that you can schedule your free strategy call right now, because I know
Right.
you need it. And even if you thought you didn't need it, it's a nice checkup for you and your business and the success of going, of the success of your business and your life. So, Melanie, we are just grateful to have you on today. You threw out some amazing, juicy nuggets to people who are listening and needed to hear that about their business and just needed that hope. You gave people a lot of hope that they do have hope to really scale and take their business to the next level, to create that life that you want, whether you're in network marketing, whether you're a small business owner, whether you're just starting out as an entrepreneur. You've given some amazing strategies to help people succeed. So thank you so very much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Sheree. Thank you, Nayoka. This has been wonderful, and I'm so happy to know both of you.
Oh, bless your heart. It is such a blessing to have you on our audience as well. And we just want to let our listeners know, if you do have a network marketer who is not serving you, please give them notice. Melanie is available. She has the goods, okay? She's just poured her heart out and she's given it to you. So, really and truly, we just want to let you guys know that we're so happy that you're on each week with us, listening to our podcast. Thank you so, so very much. Please don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe to the Six Figure Chick podcast.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
This has been another episode of the Six Figure Chick podcast. Please be sure to join us next time for some more hard-hitting career and business advice. To stay connected, follow me on Instagram at Cherie Griffith Dunn. And if you would like to be a part of the baddest club around, join High Performing Women Academy, the place where you belong. Go to hpwacademy.com. And as always, if you like what you hear, come back, and next time, bring a friend. If you're interested in sponsoring, donating, or even advertising your business with me, please contact me at connect@CherieGriffithDunn.com.